Straight ahead on 12 News, 'tis the season for taxes. Why local preparers believe this will be the most difficult year ever. Plus, a president's plan for free college, what it could mean over at North Hennepin. But first, a city says no more music in its parks.
It just was a problem we couldn't figure out a solution to.
12 News starts right now. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Shannon Slatton.
And I'm Mike Johnson. Brooklyn Park is cracking down on noise in city parks.
The last place to rent a picnic shelter to play amplified music is now off limits, as Blaine Cleveland reports. The decision came down to noise complaints.
A very nice park.
Nestled among the woods on Brooklyn Park's north side,
It's very close, very convenient. Kids love it.
is Oak Grove Park, described by some as a hidden gem where people can enjoy the outdoors without the interruption of zooming traffic.
Especially in summer and weekends, yeah, it gets used a lot. So it's pretty popular.
Another reason the park is so popular, it's the lone park in the Brooklyn Park system that allows amplified sound.
It hasn't bothered me personally, but I can't speak for other people.
Many of Peter Matua's neighbors don't feel the same way. The nearest homes from the Oak Grove Park picnic shelter are located about 1,200 feet away, but even with that distance, homeowners say that they can still hear music coming from the park and they don't like it. Such was the discussion at Tuesday night's city council meeting.
My experience is it's loud, and I'd be more than disappointed if one of those homes was mine.
Putting our kids to bed at night, we can hear the music, the loudspeaker in our home, windows closed, window coverings closed, and you wouldn't expect to be able to hear that.
The complaints were enough that the council voted to no longer permit amplified sound at any of the city's parks.
It's just the sound of the music and how loud it is and how late it was.
Councilmember Mike Trepanier says they want to find a balance. They're just not sure how.
It just was a problem we couldn't figure out a solution to without doing what we did, which was to say no more amplified sound.
It's an answer that satisfies some people. Peter Matua isn't one of them.
It's hard to, unless you go into anybody's heart to know what they're really thinking. But for me, I think it's more the content of the music or who's playing the music than the music itself.
In Brooklyn Park, Blaine Cleveland, 12 News.
City-sponsored events are exempt from the ban. Meanwhile, Brooklyn Park's Recreation and Parks Department will attempt to find a solution, but there's no timeline on when that would happen.
Local faith leaders are speaking out about student suspensions, in particular black children being suspended at a much higher rate. In the Osseo School District, for instance, 25% of the student body is black, but more than 70% of the students suspended are black. Members of the faith-based group Isaiah addressed the Osseo School Board on Tuesday night. They want the district to pass a moratorium on suspensions for nonviolent behavior. Faith leaders say suspensions can perpetuate a pattern of self-destructive behavior.
The conversation with us is really about how we're criminalizing student behavior, normal student behavior, and we look at kids who may be speaking out, kids who may be being disruptive in classroom, and we're finding that they're being sent home from school as opposed to finding alternatives to keeping them in school and helping them to be successful in the classroom.
Osseo school leaders have been working on the issue for years. They say there are multiple ways to reach the same goal without approving a moratorium. They also point to a large reduction in suspensions for black students over the last 5 years, while graduation rates have significantly improved.
The Hennepin County Medical Examiner has identified the child killed in the Brooklyn Center apartment fire last Friday. 2-year-old Keone Holt died of fire-related injuries. Firefighters found him in a back bedroom filled with heavy smoke. The cause of the fire at the Twin Lake North apartments remains under investigation. Local college officials are reacting to President Obama's plan for a free community college education.
Under his proposal, 2 years of college would be free for students with good grades. Sonia Goins has more on the plan and what it means for students.
All right, let's take a quiz. Put your stuff away.
North Hennepin Community College is one of the largest, most diverse community colleges in the state.
Get out your calculators and a pencil.
But not everyone is able to take classes here.
With the increasing costs of colleges today, it just means that less students can attend to the degree that they want or to the time that they want. I mean, 70% of our students attend part-time. And part of that certainly could be affordability.
It costs about $5,700 a year for full-time enrollment at the college.
I think about the bills.
But that's still a lot of money for students like Aggie Vane.
It's
to just hop into a university without me knowing what I want to do. I just didn't want to pay to be undecided. So I was like, why not come to community college to get my generals and then transfer when I'm decided.
She's getting some financial aid, but it hasn't kicked in yet.
I'm paying for a partial of my classes. That's refundable, but I don't know if the books are refundable.
Without the financial assistance, Aggie's dream of becoming a lawyer one day would be dashed.
It would be a struggle.
Now, Aggie isn't the only one receiving help to help pay for college costs. At least 40% of students who go here receive some type of financial aid. Officials at the college say if the president's plan gets the thumbs up, there would be more students filling up classroom seats.
What that translates to is more students being able to afford a two-year college education, which means they're going to complete that college education and move into a skilled workforce, which our employers are telling us that we so drastically need.
Aggie knows going to college is a stepping stone to being successful.
You're not going to get nowhere without your education, but some people can't do that, so.
But not everyone is afforded that opportunity.
If you can't afford it, you're not going to go.
In Brooklyn Park, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
Under the president's plan, the federal government would pay for 3/4 of the college cost, and states would provide the other 25%.
Meanwhile, a Brooklyn Park lawmaker is pushing for free preschool for 4-year-olds. DFL Senator John Hoffman says fewer than half of children are ready to begin kindergarten. He says it's more cost-effective to address the challenge early.
When you have a program that's aligned itself to the standards that are a continuum from preschool through graduation, guess what? You start to see some really amazing statistics. For example, those children that are involved in preschool programs are 40% less likely to receive special education services.
One problem, though, is the estimated cost at more than $400 million for the 2-year budget cycle. Another issue, daycare providers say it would take thousands of 4-year-olds out of licensed daycares, forcing them to raise rates for younger children.
Add Golden Valley to the list of cities catching on to the craft beer craze. City Council approved updating its ordinance to allow breweries and taprooms. Golden Valley joins Plymouth, Robbinsdale, and Brooklyn Center in allowing them. Well, coming up, if you're considering a financial planner, what you want to look for. We'll have that up next.
And later in sports, Breck takes on Blake in a matchup of small school powers in girls hockey.
But first, not much fun for snow lovers. A lot of what's on the ground could melt on Friday. This year's tax season could be especially complicated for some taxpayers. And preparers like Don Wynn and Brooklyn Center say it is a good idea to get started early.
This is going to be the worst year ever, I think, for tax preparers. It's just like any time the government does a tax change, it's a pay raise for the tax preparer. I'm sorry. It just has to be. It's just so much more difficult now.
With the Affordable Care Act appearing on tax returns for the first time, Wynn says there's likely to be a learning curve for taxpayers. Getting answers from the IRS won't be easy either, since the agency has fewer agents and a smaller training budget. Wynn says it gets more complex if you don't have health insurance.
I have insurance? Cool, it's just straightforward. If you don't have insurance, then you only have insurance for part of the year, it's going to be a lot of extra paperwork, and you have to document stuff. And then they'll pay you penalties if you don't have insurance. Steep penalties.
Wynn says this year his Saturdays are already getting booked quickly with clients. Well, many people like to start the new year off right by getting their financial house in order.
One of the items on your to-do list might be finding a financial planner, but how do you find the right one? We find out in today's Money Savers.
Probably is as good as any time.
Any time is a good time to become a better steward of your money.
But if you want to change the way things are going, maybe you can put those changes into effect yourself, or maybe you need to meet with a financial planner.
We sat down with financial planner Bill Wixon at his Maple Grove office to learn more about how to pick the right financial planner for you.
Find a financial planner is not always that easy. I think you need to do your homework, and I think one of the first things you would do is to talk to your friends.
Get referrals from your friends or contact the Certified Financial Planning Association at letsmakeaplan.org for referrals. You can also verify credentials there. But there's still more homework to do.
I would say go to finra.org, FINRA.org, plug in their name, and if there's any lawsuits, anything that they've done that's not proper in the past, it should be right there.
Then set up a time to interview a few planners. The meeting should be free.
The first meeting, I would just bring good questions. You know, bring questions about their experience, about how they work, about their fees. Have your questions written down in advance.
Some accounts require as little as $100 to get started.
You know, you just don't need much money to get started at all.
So if you think you need a financial planner, don't let cost keep you away.
If people can just start saving something early, they're going to be very grateful.
And you might not realize the term financial advisor and financial planner are not interchangeable. Financial advisor is a broad term that can apply to a broker, investor, accountant, or a banker. Certified financial planners have to take a test to earn that title. Still ahead, think you have an ugly bathroom? It may win a prize. We'll explain coming up.
But first, top-ranked Champlin Park battles number 6 Maple Grove in a boys basketball showdown. John Jacobson has the highlights next. Good basketball in the Northwest Metro and a really big crowd for this one.
Huge crowd and a good game, fun game to be at. The Champlin Park and Maple Grove boys basketball teams are having very strong seasons. Champlin Park is undefeated and ranked number 1 in Class 4A, while Maple Grove is rated 6th. Mark Tuxerer and the Rebels looking for the win. They come out shooting. Jeremy Johnson pops the jumper from the right side for an early 4-0 Champlin Park lead. But Maple Grove plays a strong first half. Brad Davison drives, sets up Reed Nickel for the hoop and a foul. Davison will bury a long-distance 3 here as Maple Grove goes up 17-11. Their lead gets as big as 10 in the first half. But Champlin Park closes strong. Marty Hill with the offensive rebound gets it to J.T. Gibson for a 3. That ties the game at 31 at halftime. It's back and forth in the second half. Hill nails a pull-up jumper to put the Rebels up by 1. To 1, Pickford with a backdoor cut on the baseline ties it here. He scores 19 to lead the Crimson. Gibson takes over for a stretch with 3 great drives to the hoop for layups, and it's 52 all. But Champlin Park pulls away late. McKinley Wright gets the transition layup. He scores 17 as Champlin Park wins, going away 73-58 with a strong second half.
Our coach came in and told us we started slow and we needed to pick it up on the defensive end. We picked it up on the defensive end. He also told us we need to attack the basket, and that's what we did.
Oh, it was a lot of fun, you know. There's other ways to score than just shooting a 3, so we figured out ways to get to the basket and then open up the perimeter more, and we started hitting 3s.
Well, those same 2 schools also met in girls basketball, where Maple Grove was looking to run its winning streak to 3. Champlin Park shooting for a 5th win in their past 6 games. Allison Garrett has a big night for the Rebels. She'll cut behind the screen and get free for a layup and scores the first 5 points of the game. They go inside to Hannah Crimble for their short shot, and Champlin Park's in front 9-4. Maple Grove answers. Maddie Tharp knocks down a 3 from the top of the key to even it up, and it's 9-9. Mackenzie Barta cuts, takes the pass, and scores 2 of her game-high 23 points. Maple Grove was within 4 at halftime. Champlin Park puts together a decisive run. Garrett steals the pass, goes all the way for a layup plus a foul. She leads Champlin Park with 21 points. Off a Crimson miss, Erica Hicks grabs the long rebound, wins the race up court and scores a layup and draws the foul. Later, Megan Whitty will sink a 3-pointer for a 16-point lead. And Champlin Park wins it over Maple Grove 66-55. Also in girls basketball, Armstrong hosting Blaine. Armstrong takes an early lead. Carly Crushel, after an offensive rebound, gets it to Nicole Lubeck, and she scores for a 10-5 Falcons lead. Blaine comes back after a miss on a 3-point try. Audra Wigan grabs the rebound and scores on the putback. Abby Romick with a cross-court skip pass finds Sarah Willoughby open. That caps a 14-0 run, and the Bengals lead at 23-13. They lead by 12 at halftime. Second half, Blaine continues to shoot well. Willoughby in the corner for 2. She scores 22, and the Bengals lead grows to 14. But Armstrong fighting their way back. Latea Turman, Nikali Fleck for the layup. Falcons pull within 5 at 46-41. Blaine is too strong inside. Sharon Miller posts up and scores, plus a foul, and the Bengals win it 65-58. In girls hockey, 2 top 10 teams in Class A faced off as third-ranked Breck faced #1 Blake. Mustangs on home ice for this one. No scoring in the first period, and the offense erupted in the second. Blake leads 1-0 when Breck's Kendall Williamson beats goalie Anna Kruse with a backhand. That ties it at 1. 19 seconds later, Blake regains the lead. Carly Bullock scores the second of the game. That's 2-1 Bears. 22 seconds after that, Leah Schwartzman drops the pass back to Grace Zumwinkle, and she'll score. That's 3 goals in a span of 41 seconds. After another Breck goal, the Mustangs strike again. Schwartzman steals it, puts it past Kruse with just 0.8 seconds to play in the period. The Mustangs lead 4-2 heading into the third. But the Bears will come back. They'll tie it up on a power play with a pretty passing sequence. It ends with Bullock's third of the game, and it's 4-4. Minute and a half to go. Breck's Gabby Billing gets the puck knocked off her stick, but it goes right to Zumwinkle, who beats Kruse short on the stick side for the goal. Mustangs upset top-ranked Blake 5-4 in a thriller. The sense of team's confidence soaring as they get closer to sections.
Now the whole team knows that, like, okay, yeah, we can beat them, we can play with them, and like now we have the momentum going into the next potential game. So I think this is a great win. The team's super pumped, and we'll be able to carry this out throughout the season.
Exciting game.
Definitely, a few of them. Yeah. Thanks, John. We'll be right back.
And finally, if you have an ugly kitchen or bathroom, you might be in luck.
The West Metro Home Remodeling Fair is looking for you. The fair is hosting Operation Rescue Room to fix the ugliest room in the Metro. Now, this is a picture of last year's winner, a bathroom with mold issues, 3 layers of flooring there. If you submit your photo and a 100-word description to the West Metro Home Remodeling Fair website, you could get $1,000 to help in renovation efforts. Judging takes place on Sunday, February 22nd at the Eisenhower Community Center in Hopkins, and you must be present to win. So you could get money to help with remodeling, but everyone has to see your ugly room. So is it worth it?
You have to share, right?
$1,000, maybe it is worth it. That's all the time we have for now. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Community Corner is coming up next, and we'll see you back here tomorrow beginning at 4.